mom, life, balance, and we bring you the MLB podcast,
the playbook for women struggling to make balance a priority in their lives.
Hey, welcome to the MLB podcast, and we're back, season 10.
Season 10. How you skip over season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10? What would this season be for us? 3?
I was thinking 4 or 5.
I was third time's a charm.
Well,
I feel like it's our third try.
We're back by popular demand.
We are. I don't know how popular the demand but we're back. I guess no matter the season, I am very happy to be back. It's been so long, I feel like we have to reintroduce ourselves. I am Coya.
And I'm Brittany.
And this is the MLB podcast where we talk about balancing mom life, work life, adulting, all the ghetto things that come with just living and trying to be our best selves. Mm-hmm. If you don't know already, you probably know me from Instagram. My Instagram is Coya. I am a mom. I'm a wife. Mom of 2, a 13-year-old and 11-year-old. Wife of, it'll be 12 years this year, which is crazy.
12.
And I believe it's been 12 years. 12 is when we were married. So it's like our golden year. It's kind of cool. The last time we were here, I was a full-time entrepreneur, but we'll get into that. I am a productivity junkie. Like, I just love trying to figure out ways to be more efficient and just all the things, as you will see, like with my planning habits and like my routines, and oh gosh, I'm crazy about it. A lover of just trying to be my healthiest self. That's really been a huge focus for me this year. And I don't know, I think that's it. I'm just happy to be back again, sharing, the new. I feel like we're not even who we were when we first started, but
not at all.
Who are you, Brittany?
So much. Yeah, so I'm Brittany, a mother as well of 2 beautiful girls, Kenzie and Rylan. Just became a sports mom, so I'm new to this life, but yeah, Kenzie decided to play a gang of sports out of nowhere. I thought she was going to be my dancer. And then Rylan, she's in gymnastics. We just started tennis, and she dances.
Ooh, Rylan.
I know, right? I'm a lover of the summer. Actually, I see everybody's trying to rush my season out recently because everybody's so ready for fall. But lover of the summer. Fitness is my thing. Love working out. Pilates, lifting. I'm a runner. And yeah, I like football. Shout out to the Falcons. First game on Sunday.
I know nothing about that. Like,
but yeah, I'm glad we are back. I mean, it's just crazy because we had this vision for it. How many years ago? That was like 20.
I think we started in 2018.
Yeah, 2018, like on a notepad, and just kind of.
I was living in LA. Brittany was living here in Atlanta, and we were just like, we were always having these long conversations about. Mm-hmm. Just really insightful things on the phone, just about life and just like what we were going through and all the things. And we were just like, we would probably be good at a podcast together. And so we started long distance over, it wasn't Zoom, because Zoom wasn't even like popping in. It was another app or whatever. And it was a little ghetto, but the episodes, like the content is good. The quality might not be all that, but the
content has always been banging.
Yeah, the content is really good. So, if you want to, you can go back. Listen to
see where we came.
See where we came
how we got here
to how we are now. But I mean, I feel like we have to catch up. It's been since we released an episode. I don't know. It's been a year, 2 years. I can't remember. Mm-hmm. But so much has happened. Like literally for me, within like the past year, I feel like my life did a complete 180. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we should take this opportunity to just kind of catch up with you guys, that you know what's going on, that you know what's happening, right? What the future plans are right now. Should I go first? Should you go first? I don't know.
You've had a little more happening. I feel like you sped up and I slowed down, so
really?
We kind of swapped.
That's so funny that you say that because I feel like I slowed down. Like. Okay, when we first started the episode, even like last year when we did our last episode, 2 years ago, I was a full-time entrepreneur. So I was doing DoCo, which is my digital marketing agency. my personal brand is Her Daily Guide, which has always been like my plannings. I was hosting like workshops. I was doing all the things on that side. I had the Circle, which was like a women's community group. All RIP to the Circle. All these things, right? I've always been a sports mom, been a wife, obviously. But I always knew, it's so crazy because when I moved back from LA, I moved back in 2019, and I always said in the back of my head, like, I want a job. Like, I know that people see what I do and they see that I guess do it well or whatever, and they're just like, oh, this is what you do. You're good at it, whatever. But deep down, I always knew, like, I am a creature of habit, a creature of structure. Like, I thrive off of routines and like stability, and entrepreneur life was just like a headache for me, being a solo entrepreneur, like just an entrepreneur solely, because it's just so up and down, right? And you know, like 1 minute, you know, you got it's booming, you got the clients and this, and it's like you're pulled in so many different directions. And then of course I'm still a mom, I'm a wife, and it's just like I just felt like I was being pulled in like 30 directions. I felt like my family life was dwindling because of it. I feel like there was tension in my house because of it. And so last year, the year 2023 was, I feel like the year that I just completely stopped everything at one time. Like, I was just like, fuck it. I'm shutting down the agency. I'm like going down to like 1 or 2 clients, where before I would have 12 clients sometimes at a time. Stopped everything with Her Daily Guide. I logged off social media, and I just had to get real clear on like what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be, like for me, and not what everybody else was saying, like, oh, you're good at this, you're good at that, you should do this. And I'm like, for me, like my happiness and my well-being thrives on being available, being present for my family, and also being valuable for them in the sense of like obviously bringing in income, but not in a way where I'm like always exhausted, always tired. So it's funny that you say that I sped up, because I feel like I slowed down. Like taking on a corporate job, I love my job, y'all. So I got a job last year, and I feel, and it's amazing. I have the flexibility to work from home, to still have my clients that I do have. I've brought it all the way down from like 12 to 3 or 4. I'm now bringing back Her Daily Guide. I'm able to record this podcast. And I feel like all of these things happen because I did slow down. I had to take a step back, and just kind of realign my goals and my focus. So yeah, I feel like I slowed down. I can't believe you feel like I sped up.
Well, I guess your life as a whole sped up. What slowed down was work. It's like a different, like total scope sped up because you're now reallocating the time, like you said. So like before, I feel like with entrepreneurship, as they say, I feel like all entrepreneurs say, like, when you have a business, it's your baby, and babies require a lot of time.
Too much.
Yeah, it's like raising a child, basically. Yeah. So now you went from, okay, you had multiple businesses. You technically had 3 in 1, right? Well, that's all your time going into that.
Yeah.
And the thing with corporate is you give them little. They say 8. I really feel like we give them a solid 6. I'm gonna say 6.
A day?
Yeah, that's what I think.
I feel like I give it a solid 3 a day.
Okay, well that's even more impressive. They say work smart, not hard. But I would say on average, ever since the whole work-life balance movement, we went from giving corporate 8 to maybe I would say at maximum peaks, 6. So now you're like, okay, I'm giving them these hours, and now I can put this time into other things. Like, I know you do the business on the side, more mom stuff like that. So sped up in all other areas. It's kind of, I guess, how I look at it.
Possibly, maybe, but I think that right now I'm just now getting back into like sharing online, getting back into Her Daily Guide, because I feel like Her Daily Guide has always been the thing that God put on my heart, and every time I put it down, it always comes back. So I know that whatever it is that I'm supposed to be doing with Her Daily Guide, I need to focus on doing that, and I'm just getting to a point where I'm able to share again. But yes, I think like this is last year I didn't go anywhere. I just started going back outside, like just kind of being in my home a lot more. I don't know. It felt slow for me. Right now, it's definitely picking back up though. Like everything's picking back up. Work is picking up now, and it's crazy because it's like one thing picks up, everything picks up. So it's like work is picking up. I'm bringing back Her Daily Guide. We're bringing back the podcast. It's like, girl, you don't know how to just put one thing.
So maybe I'm thinking of this year.
Yeah, I think you're thinking in like last month. Because last month, yeah, seriously, because before this month, I don't think I've been busy. Like, I mean, work, but outside of that, I haven't been doing anything extra. Other than being with these kids and being in this house.
That's still busy. That's still busy. You definitely always with these kids.
It's been real calm.
With sports stuff.
Yeah, sports life is crazy. But so now I'm again working. I'm not taking clients like that. I want any extra time that I have. I do want to pour it into Her Daily Guide. I want to pour it into the podcast because I'm happy to be here, especially like we have visuals, so we can share more, and yeah, it's more to come. But I just feel like it's been a long journey, and I am literally so happy in the space that I am right now. Like I can't even explain it. I feel like I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I'm in like the greatest shape I've ever been in. Like my focus is just peak level. My clarity is peak level. My relationship with God is peak level. My relationship with my husband, just everything is just like up here. And I feel like it was because I took that time last year to just shut down everything and just really focus on God and my family. And then now everything goes to just kind of like falling into the place where it's supposed to be. And it's like, as long as I keep the focus of like these things are first, I think I'll be okay. But so yeah, that's my little life update.
Which was a lot.
You think that's a lot? It was a lot. It's a lot. I feel like it's a lot more, but I'm just tired of talking. So.
Well, yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I feel like I slowed completely down. I used to be a goal chaser. Like I remember when I bought my first house, like I used to have this whiteboard and I would break it up in quadrants. And I used to be and I used to just get super joy of like checking things off. I don't have a whiteboard at all anymore, and I don't have any goals. Not for real.
That's wild.
I know, which I never thought. But anywho, so that's what I wanted though, because I just remember a time where like, I want to say after I bought this last house that I'm in, I was like, man, I never just get to be in this house and enjoy it. I remember saying that to God, like I never get to sit down. I'm always traveling or on a girls trip. Or
she is always traveling.
I used to,
even now,
travel for work. But yeah, now, yeah, completely different. Like, I only went on 2 trips this year. No, 3.
Really?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I sat down this year, but I mean, it's...
And then last year, I can count on my 5 fingers how many trips I went. I'm not traveling for work.
Are you sure you've only been on 3 trips this year? Name them.
Mexico. If we want to count that little 2-day Miami.
I'm counting 2-day Miami.
And it's Clearwater 2-day. That was it.
That was it? This whole year?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I know. Because I didn't go anywhere with the kids for spring break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't been doing it. I've been in my house. Last year, I was in my house. I haven't been traveling for work. So I didn't say I work corporate. I've been working corporate since out of college. I'm in software sales. And yeah, I've really been trying to figure out how to get to the next step, which I finally got there recently, which is a blessing. But it took me some years to figure it out. Yeah, promotion on promotion. But for the most part, yeah, I've been slowed down, and I will say it's been teaching me you got to sit in it.
You do.
You know, when you don't have it figured out, sometimes it's okay to sit in it until it comes together. Yeah,
and I've never ever in my life, like I didn't have any goals last year, none, and I don't even know who that person is. And not have goals is crazy. I think I had one goal, and that was to get a job, and I did that in March, and then once that was accomplished,
it's done.
I just sat for the rest of the year. Like, okay.
Yeah, so for the most part, I would say, where have I been? Honestly, I feel like shift-wise, I've been in a different place of Brittany that I didn't know existed, which is not knowing. Sometimes you just don't know, and I think I'm so used to knowing all the time because I've always been in control of my life, but I do think you get to a point where you're literally not in control. Like, you just gotta let God do His thing. And
do you think you would stay? Do you like not to say the space where you're just letting God do His thing? Because obviously we like that. We want God to do His thing. But do you like this space of not having like any goals or anything you're working towards? Like, do you think that this is something that you would like to
continue to do? No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's what I say. I think what it's teaching me is sometimes you have moments where like you're not always, and I'm a very solution based person, as in like
same.
If I'm talking about something, then to anyone, if I'm venting, because there are people who just vent just to vent. No, I'm venting because I've not thought of a solution. So now I'm saying it to someone to see.
We're talking it through.
We're talking it through, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I live my life. I think everything's fixable. I'm solution based, and I'm very results driven. When I put my mind to something or when I put a goal down. But I think what I'm saying is you get to a point where it's just not gonna be like that sometimes, and you have to be okay with being in that space, because what I realize is it don't last forever.
It don't.
The sun don't shine forever.
No, it's so sad. I do feel like I was in that space last year, but then it just switched, and then this year it's been just the light bulb came back on. I'm like, I have my goals, I have my things, and I don't know. I feel like this is the best year I've had.
Well, that's good, because remember I asked you that?
Yes.
And I kept talking about how I have a few years, but 2022 is the most recent, where I was like, dang, I was popping, like, and then it changed so fast. But remember, you were like, I can't think of a year.
Yeah, not only that, right? I remember you asking me that. I remember you asked me, when was my last happy moment or something like that, and I could not remember the last thing.
You know, like the happy. What year were you like the happiest? I think, or something
no,
like that.
It was, you wanted to know just like the last, literally like moment. What was the last thing that made you happy? What was the last thing that you did?
Yeah, I do ask that question.
And I couldn't give an answer, and you was like, "That's a red flag for me." And I was like, and it really sat with me, because I'm like, damn, I'm always like so like go that I'm not reflecting on the small things or just like things that bring me joy. But yeah, so now I feel like I have a list of, I can always run back something. I'm like, okay, this year has by far been like one of the best years that I've had in a very, very long time, and I can run back so many moments that have brought me joy. But
that's good.
Yes, I guess just you slow down. You have friends that ask you questions like, when's the last time? Because who's asking those questions? I feel like she's the only one who asks me something like that. Like,
I do.
What makes you happy? Or when's the last time you were happy? Or I'm like, but yeah.
So maybe you have slowed down because you have to be able to. To me, when you're slow, you have time to reflect.
Exactly.
My friend always says to me, like, it's so funny. She'll say, like, rich people get time to think because you slow down a little. Not literally rich, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Like rich in, not rich in money, right?
Yeah, not necessarily. Because you could be rich but stable. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think basically what she's saying is like the more time you have, then you do get more of in a reflective period. You get to think more and things like that, which comes from, to your point, like stability and stuff. Yep.
So it's been nice. I love you here. I ain't even gonna yai. I don't know if you ever heard Loyal say.
No.
Sorry, no. Little baby and Jada's son. He always say, I ain't even gonna yai. But anyway, I digress. So I feel like, we're happy to be back. This is just like a quick episode, but we wanted to just reintroduce ourselves, tell you what's been happening, kind of go into like what's happening next, like what are our plans for the podcast. I'll let you start with
what's going on
with the podcast.
What's going on with the podcast? Okay, I'm like, what's going on with my life? I'm still trying to figure it out.
That's a hard
4
question.
months to get it together. I think 4 months.
That's a goal.
Yeah, 9.
Look at you. So you have been kind of low key been putting goals for you didn't even say that it's in you.
It's
you
in
say
me.
that.
Yeah. It ain't. I ain't gonna just be out here aimlessly now for too long. All right. So the goals for the podcast. All right. So I would say every episode we want to be consistent. Like it's in our heart. But life really do be lifing. Like we, as much as we see each other, we do be having a lot going on. And as close as we are like completely different in the way
Absolutely.
that we literally just had a little
Right, you should have saw
Right.
me trying to set up this podcast.
Before, I'm like,
girl,
oh my
come on.
gosh.
She's like, la, la, la. I'm like, Brittany, we it's time to record.
we have to show y'all the bloopers one day. Coya
Yeah.
she be on one. But I love her. She's so cute too.
I get shit done.
She's so cute too.
I get it done.
But yeah, so we want to be consistent. Like Coy was saying too, we have some really good stuff. So I would say another goal is to really I love when we were were as consistent as we were at the time, the feedback that we get where people actually take, some of the stuff, the tips, the tricks, or just, oh, I'm going through that too, whatever's relatable, that feedback. So, it is our goal to help you all as well. So I would say that's for the most part. I mean, do you have anything different?
Yeah, I mean, those two things. I mean, I feel like we always say consistency, and we're just not consistent, which bothers me. And so, we are consistently inconsistent. Exactly. And so I was thinking about our conversation yesterday. I don't know, whenever we were talking about the podcast, and he was just like, you're more money driven, and I sat quietly when you said it because I was like, let me think about that. And I thought about it even afterwards, and this morning when I was in the shower, it kept coming up, and I was like, I don't think I'm money driven. I think I am progress driven. If something that requires so much of me, like this right here requires so much of us. The lights, the prepping, the all these things. I don't have time for a hobby that requires so much of me. So if we're going to do this, and we need to do it the right way, and I'm not saying the right way meaning I want to make money of it. I've never had a goal to make money off of this, but I do want to see progress. I do want to track what we're doing, how we're doing, because I want it to grow, and that's what drives consistency for me. If we're just out here winging it, I can be right now. I could be in my bed watching TV. It's Friday. I could be doing something, going to get my nails done. I feel like in order for us to be consistent, we have to have these goals in place, and we have to have these benchmarks in place. And I think we have that this time. And so that makes me happy. And then also, I'm excited to really build community. The video aspect. I've been searching for a way, since I've been back, and I'm barely back on social media, but I'll be trying. It's I send out my weekly emails, not every week, don't do too much, but I try. And I've been searching for a way to give more. And I feel like this gives the opportunity to give more, to just kind of build that community. So that's kind of my goals our goals for the podcast. I think we're headed in a good direction. I think we're in a good space.
Yeah. I mean, I think anytime the activity is there, things are happening. And I can't say that you always see the finish line right away, but I think as long as you're doing small steps or big steps, you're getting there. And I think too, going back to me slowing down the process, because this is a process. Even today, we're oh, they changed the podcast app, right? And so even if we would have had it together, things are just constantly changing. So it's we're learning and we're adjusting, but we are, consistently inconsistent in a great way.
Yeah, we settle that. We spin the block.
Yeah, we spin the block, and we know we got something good,
for sure,
as we've said. So, but yeah, we just want to be transparent with you all, because where I was we're back with another episode, and then it's
flat, maybe 3 episodes and flat. So
we be reeling y'all in, and then we be out.
So again, we're happy to be back. we are back this time, for real, for real. I mean, I
Same.
know we say this all the time, but take it with a grain of salt. We're back. Again, like Brittany said, lives, but we're going to make sure we push through and show up, not only for ourselves, but for you all too. It's important to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
I know that's right. And thank you all. Thank you for the DMs, like where the podcast at. I done got a few. Thanks for everybody that's been listening from day one, supporting her daily guide, the circle,
all of
it. Everybody that
throwing
just
stuff like boom, boom,
yeah, they
y'all
just
always
mess with us a long way. We
hold it down.
appreciate it,
Yeah.
holding us accountable. So yeah, episode 2 coming shortly.
Bye guys.